Hey guys, welcome back to Bronx Porch Homestead. I'm Elizabeth and we're taking a little overview of the day after a very rainy weekend. And it was so bad that well, it was so good for the trees and for everything, but it was bad in terms of us staying home inside and then also having to come out and now do work like this. So this is completely inundated in water, which is really bad because it saturated these guys. So I'm just going to empty that out. These don't have holes on the bottom. And the reason for that is because these are the watering trays I use for in the basement. Oh, there's a honeybee. Look at the honeybee. That is so cool. That's one of our honeybees. He's one of our new tenants. Look at that. This is a lesson for me, like learning school, outdoor school. And that's because I really did not know that honeybees look like this until this year. Now, I've seen honeybees in the books. I've seen them on the internet. But you know, there is something called real life learning, and until you get your hands dirty, until you roll up your sleeves, until you actually do real life projects like this is how you get to learn about new things in your environment versus from just visually and not getting your hands in it, you know. Anyway, I dumped most of the water out. Luckily the table has holes. So I dumped most of the water out, and now this is a little better. I have to do the same for the front. These are eggplants, and they don't like being saturated too much. This is going to be an interesting year, I think, because a lot of the seedlings are ready to be put in the ground. I'm just not ready to put them in.
Just let them know it's a mishmash. Because
it is a mishmash. Check out our new sign, guys. I actually put a frame up. I was going to throw it away, and I decided, let me use it. It's pretty. Okay. So, we're getting creative here. David is putting up a real flea market thrift style of fencing, which I think is awesome. It's for the grapes, it's for cucumbers, it's for anything that has a vine. And I'm actually looking forward to even putting a trellis, maybe even across, so that this way we can plant zucchini and cucumbers and things like that as well. So right now what he did was, this is reclaimed wood that we got from the parkland the other day that we did some community service. And we removed these from a tree that no longer needed it. And then we're using it here. These were reclaimed fences that we turned upside down that we had for a while. Where did we get these fences from? Do you remember?
which one?
These.
I don't even remember.
We had them for a long, long time, remember?
They were back there.
No, I know you used some for back here. So we created a makeshift fence back there too, because it was nothing but just a very heavy metal rope, which you can still see from here. Yeah, you can still see from there. That's like a metal rope back there. But we had these fences from somewhere. And so David used some of it back there, and then he also put some here. But now we're taking this wood and he's creating a frame
which maybe to him is not up to his standard, but to me it's perfect because it's woody, it's got metal, it looks like something that has been there forever.
I'm glad you mentioned that. It's not up to my standard.
Yeah, I know, but I love it for the type of style that we have in this garden, which is pretty much makeshift. We have metal, wood, fabric, you know, things that are getting old, rusty. So this is pretty neat. I'm excited. So that's the, over there is the grape, and then this is the other piece of like wire fencing that I was thinking. This is actually a baby crib bottom, guys. That's what this is. And someone was throwing it away, and I said to myself, I can use that somewhere. And I've been holding on to it for like 3 years now. So I'm glad that we're gonna get to put it to good use. Actually, this is really cute here as a door. This is so versatile. You know, sometimes I pick things up and I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it. But this is pretty neat. And that's David using some zip ties, which is perfect for this because we don't have to drill anything.
Sometimes it works even better.
Yeah, look at that. And we do have the wire that we also removed from the parkland tree, which no longer needed it. So we had a fence that went around, I don't know if you could see it, it's behind the red umbrella. We had a fence that went around the Yoshino tree outside along with this reclaimed wood. And now we're gonna put it to good use here. I think it's perfect. I think it's awesome. Look at that. It gives the fencing definition, all that wood going across. And then he just needs to put one up here. And that's it. And we'll be able to put that mesh in. All right, we're finished with this little project. So as you can see, we expanded the growing area. So this is great though because the grapes are there, plus we can plant like cucumbers behind there. Our squashes that are going to be planted here, as I mentioned, can climb up. So this is really, really neat. We have some climbing, vertical climbing, gardening opportunities here. So another way of expanding, growing in a small space. That's pretty neat. I like that. Very, very neat. And then once things grow up on the vine, up on the trellis, it kind of hides the trellis behind it, you know? Even peas can grow on there. Beans can grow on there. That is awesome. That's really, really good. Okay. Okay, real life kicking in here. I'm starting to see my dining room table. I finally moved the chicks down to the floor, and I have a table. The next thing I have to do is get rid of that mess over there and get rid of all of that. Real life homesteading is not just about taking care of chicks and rabbits, but keeping a home safe and healthy. Hey guys, it's the next day. Check that out. Isn't that amazing? And look, blue skies. So, hey there. Want to bring you along. It's a Monday, and we are going to do some community service at Pelham Gardens, but that's later on this afternoon. This morning I did see someone and did an interview for a podcast on trees, specifically street trees. And I was out there for about 2 hours, though it seemed longer. And then David was fiddling around here. We did extend a little trellis over, did plant a couple of things, and I'm about to plant beans in this smart pot area. So it's funny how things work out, because I had put the smart pot raised bed here, not pretty much knowing what I was going to plant. I hesitated on the seedlings, on the broccoli. I don't know, something just told me to wait. And with the 2-3 days of rain, some of our trays got inundated in water, like I had shown you guys yesterday, and this is one of them. So what happened was the seeds to some beans came loose from the packet, right? See that? And now they are completely drenched in water. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to plant, direct sow these seeds, which I did not plant with the pole beans, because these are not pole bean seeds. These are bush-like, so they don't climb up a pole. They're kind of bushy, and that's how you pick them. They are long beans, but they're called mellow yellow, but they don't climb up a vine. So there's about 30 of them here. I think I'm going to plant them 6 to 8 inches apart, so maybe 4 in each, 4, 8, 12, 16. I think that's enough. I do eat a lot of beans, which is great, green beans, all kinds of beans. I haven't tried a lot of beans though, because we don't really get that much beans in the grocery store, so that's why I'm growing beans that I don't normally get. So I'm gonna put you guys here. Whoever's looking can enjoy me put my hands in dirt. So you should wear gloves. I have seen some horror stories about putting your hand in soil and, you know, coming up with a parasite, and then it gets onto like a television program. However, this is soil from a bag, and it's potting soil mixed with garden soil, mixed with raised bed soil, all kinds of soils are in here, but they all came from a bag. I have good immune system, so I really want to get my hands dirty. And besides that, I love getting my hands dirty. This is, for me, therapy. This is more than gardening. This is therapy. I love this. Look at that. So I'm going to add more potting soil to the top of these smart pots. I'm going to add that on there. And then I'm going to mix it a little bit, maybe a couple of inches, maybe 3 inches down. I'm not going to go too far down. I don't have to go too far down. And just play with that. So these sticks here, these are marshmallow sticks. I have shown these before. I got them at one of those home goods stores or Christmas tree shop, I think. And they're for marshmallows, roasting marshmallows. They're actually very good as steaks. I use them for tomatoes and, you know, peppers. But they're also really good to put on a raised bed and then put a bird netting or some kind of fencing if you want to protect it from critters. So these have the point at the end. I just put it down here. For now, I'm going to plant the seeds, and then I'm going to go get the bird netting and put it around it. Charlie and Holly, the rabbits, they love climbing on these. So I want to make sure that I don't make it too easy for them. So I'm going to finish this packet of Miracle Grow potting mix. I'm going to continue to put my hands in this soil. We did fiddle around this morning with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But you know, everything kind of adds up together, which is nice. We don't have any major projects to do. David did go ahead and actually added he added a better fence around the dwarf peach tree earlier this morning. Originally he had put the fence up against the trunk, but it was just something temporarily for the rabbits not to chew on the bark of a young dwarf peach tree, you know. I could probably use another bag of potting mix here. So there are soils that are for raised beds. I have found personally that I don't use one kind of soil. I do use raised bed soil, but I also use potting mix because it has a little extra oomph. I don't use topsoil. It's too heavy, it's too compacted for me, you know. That's why I don't like to use just the topsoil. I know some people swear by it, but I don't like using it. And based on the results I get, obviously it's not a big deal because otherwise I'd be using it. Okay. Oh, I think he found another. Did you find another bag? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. We're going to be heading out because we're going to be taking that trip to Pelham Gardens on behalf of the organization that I volunteer for. And David is going to be putting together a raised bed. So we're almost done with them. I've been filming for them under that website, under that organization's website. But here at Bronx Porch Homestead, you know, we do a little bit of work. Okay, so these beds are now done. So I'm gonna put, I think, like I said, 6 of them. They're actually very wet. I want to show you. Look how, isn't that awesome? My hands are so dirty. I love that though. All right, one of them already fell and 2 of them fell. Okay, so I'm gonna plant some and keep others, but these look like white chickpeas. See, white beans, not chickpeas, but white beans. So I'm gonna plant them there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 in the middle. All right, so 1 in each corner. Yeah, 1 in each corner. And 1 in the middle. So I actually am doing 5, 10, 15, 20 plants. Hey, that's good for 2 people. Personally, I think that if everyone did a little bit like this and took care of themselves, we would have less hunger in the world. But some people, they don't want to grow things. They depend on going to the store. Some of them have never grown anything because it's not the life that they were born into. They were born into, you know, going to the store, going shopping. That's the 21st century. Okay, I think that's it. I'm not gonna water them, only because they were drenched and they were soaking in that water. And also this soil is moist. So the soil that was in this bag was kept very tight and closed. I think at this point, I'm just going to put the bird netting around it. Well, for now, I'm gonna put this green thing around it so the rabbits don't go on it. I think that's what I'll do first. Gonna hear a lot of rustling. Yeah, just for now, I'm just gonna put this on it. I'm not crazy about this green fencing because it's very plasticky green. And it's just an eyesore for me when it's too much of it, you know? So this is enough. So my camera went off and I didn't want to leave the video just like that. So I'm back. Before I do leave this video, I do want to let you know that I came back into the basement because I still needed to plant more of these white little beans that that I shared. So I put them in these little cups and I wanted to finish the packet because if you know, if you remember, these are the beans that got soaking wet and I'm not going to put them back into the bag. So I figured let me just, you know, try to get them all germinated. So I did do that, and also want to update you that the tomatoes that I planted as a backup, I planted something called Tomatoes Black Beauty. These are them here. The seedlings literally came up like in a couple days, not even a week. Full 100% germination. So I'm excited that if the other tomatoes don't make it, we have these that are coming up. So I wanted to end with that. But I do want to show you how many of the beans I've already sowed. So these are the white beans that are in here. And these are ready to be put into a tray so that I can bottom water them. And these are the ones that are still left over. I may just put these in a window box right outside. I'm going to just throw them in there and see what happens. And I do want to bring you over to the growing shelving area. So these are all of the beans that I planted. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 here. And in a way, I'm glad that I planted all of these because that means I get to share them with the Edible Garden and the Pelham Community Center. So that's it for this video, and see you the next time.